me introduce the meeting and ask that folks identify themselves around the table, starting with Tony.
Tony.
Anthony Antico.
John Ferrara.
Diane Doyle.
John Lucy.
And Mark Leffler. Thank you all. First order of business is to approve the the minutes from prior meetings. We're looking at two sets of minutes tonight. First, the meeting held on May 24th, 2021, and the meeting of June 28th, 2021. Let's take a moment first and read through the minutes of the May 24th meeting. I'll give you all just a quick minute on that. Does everyone have the opportunity to read through?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a motion to accept the minutes of the May 24th meeting?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing no raised hands, we'll take a roll call vote. Tony?
Yes.
John Ferrara?
Yes.
Diane Doyle?
Yes.
John Lucy?
Yes.
And Mark Blackman, yes. Thank you all. Next is the minutes from the Monday, June 28th meeting. Again, let's take a moment and read through them. Does everyone have an opportunity to read those minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Once again, starting with Tony. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing no raised hands, we'll take a roll call vote. Tony?
Yes.
John
Yes.
Ferrara?
Yes.
Diane Doyle?
Yes.
John Lucy?
I have to recuse, I was not here.
Thank you, John. And Mark Leffman, yes. Okay, next order of business. Employee issues. I'll turn it over to either Chief Lucy or Diane. Discuss any employee issues we should be aware of.
No issues, just some changes, at least in my department. Jay Ruthier, a longtime sergeant, has retired as of the 22nd. He is staying on as a special, so we still have his services for certain types of emergencies and such. Jason DeCuna, one of our patrolmen, was elevated to the sergeant's position, so he's our new sergeant.
Great.
Yep. And John Baker is a longtime reserve officer, along with Nathan Hunter, a longtime reserve officer. Very, very good quality personnel were elevated to full-time positions. And so that all happened on the 24th, a few days ago. They were appointed at the select board meeting. We also were able to appoint Teddy Dillon, he's a full-time academy-trained officer for another department, but is also signed on as a reserve for us here. So that helps backfill the void that Officer Hunter and Officer Baker left when they were elevated. So a lot of changes, good changes.
Great, John. Well, that's certainly a testament to how robust our reserve patrolman protocols have been, that you're blessed with quality candidates and are able to dip into that pool to refill permanent positions. Good for you. Any other discussion on that?
Well, I guess he jumped ahead to item 4, so I have 4 other new hires.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? I got so excited, I'm sorry.
So we have 4 new hires since our last meeting. We have Kathleen Zaremba, who joined the Council on Aging as the program coordinator. We have Christine Beaupre, who has now joined us as the administrative assistant to the Inspectional Services Department. And just these past 2 weeks, we have hired, let's see, who's the other person? Annette Fotino has joined us as the new DPW Assistant Accountant position. That was vacated when Jen Crisco left.
I'm sorry, the DPW what position?
Administrative assistant, and she's also working with the assistant accountant. So
Okay.
she started today,
Great.
and I know there was one other one, and I'm having I can't remember. It'll come to me.
Okay, let us
So-
know when that quote, know that,
So
the
at
two
this-
big different positions
At
were
this,
the ones that we had talked about a couple of months ago.
yeah, so at this point, we have a full group, and I don't believe there are any current vacancies.
Great, nice position to be in, thank you.
I think the other one was Samantha Holt, the conservation agent.
Okay,
She replaced a girl that was here for a couple of weeks, but since Bill Holt left. So Samantha Holt has joined us as a conservation agent. So with those 4 new hires, we are now, I think, fully staffed.
thank you. And just back to employee issues, Diane, anything that we should be aware of for town hall?
Nothing that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you. Discrimination and or ethics issues, nothing that I'm aware of. John, Diane, anything there?
Nope.
Okay, safety issues. John, would you like to give us the Reader's Digest version of what's been happening, whether it's COVID related, town hall related, or anything else that you think is relevant for us to know?
Yeah, well, obviously, we're monitoring very closely what the best practice should be in the future, or actions, if any, with this this last resurgence of the new variant. So we'll just keep on monitoring that, and if there's any adjustments that need to be made, we'll make them.
Okay, thank you. By the way, I should have mentioned this a moment ago. John, just speaking for the entire board here, I'd like to wish your new sergeant well. I'd like to wish your two new patrolmen coming off the reserve squad. Wish them well in their new roles and welcome them to town.
Thank you very much. I will extend that.
Please do. Anything else in the category of safety issues, John, you think we should be aware of?
No, nope.
Okay, in terms of other business, there were a couple of trailing items that probably have not moved along in the last month. One is the org chart, which still needs some direction from Tracy before we put it in front of the select board, and that is something I would commit to talking to Tracy about again when we were able to connect. And that is to what extent do we want to bring, does this board want to bring to the select board any advice or recommendations as to whether we should in fact engage in performance reviews, and if so, to what extent do we need to create, simple, complex, or anything in between documents? But that's yet to be determined. The other issue, Diane, I would ask you to speak to this. There was some discussion a month or so ago, you working with Matt Cooper, I think it was, relative to the org chart. Has anything happened there?
We have not had a chance to meet. I know that came up recently in a conversation with John and Tracy, but we haven't had a chance to do anything with that. But we will be meeting with him.
Yeah, there was one hindrance that I ran into that it's just more of I got to find a workaround for it. We built the org chart for our department, and we assisted town halls years ago. And as strange as this sounds, the software that we used to do that resided in a long since retired tower, and we can't duplicate it, we can't find it. So, and I just realized that problem a few weeks back when this was circled back and revisited. Tracy asked me to take a look at it, and so I'm trying to find something that'll work the same way as what we had. So we'll get there.
Yeah, and we always understand that the PD may be required, if in fact you're going to continue to do it, or to pick up that ball. Yours may look similar, it may look different.
Right.
Depending on the union issues, depending on anything else that may be specific to the PD.
Right.
We understand that they may be separate and distinctly different than what the rest of the time might use. Okay. Thank you for that. Any other new business to discuss? Seeing none? Okay. Given that, let's talk about the next meeting. We are scheduled for Monday, I believe it's September 27th at 4 p.m. Is that a date that, as of now, works for folks? We'll go down the row here. Tony, how's that look for you, September 27th?
I think that should be, I'm fine with that.
Thank you, John Ferraro.
I'm good.
Diane?
Yep, all set.
Chief Lucy?
Yeah, it should be fine.
And that works for me as well. Anything else to discuss? Seeing no hands raised, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second?
Any discussion? All in, I'm sorry, let's go down, roll call vote. Tony Antico?
Yes.
Yay.
Ferraro?
Done. Yep.
Diane Doyle?
Yes.
Chief Lucy?
Yes.
And Mark Tuckman, yes. Thank you all. We are adjourned. Look forward to seeing everyone at the end of September.
Take care.